Is there anybody there? What is your name, spirit?
The following haunters have been assigned to you. Treat them well. You are ready for your field training, young Ghost Master. We are taking you to the Kappa Lambda sorority house in Gravenville University. Only a small number of sorority girls are in residence at the moment, but scaring them all away should be a sufficient test of your abilities.
Before embarking upon a haunting, you must select your team of ghosts. These 6 tabs allow access to 6 different haunter classes arranged in order of power. Sprites will drain your haunting resources the least, and horrors will drain them the most. To play the tutorial, which is highly advisable, click upon Recommend, then upon Go Haunt. You can elect to assemble a team yourself, but you can only benefit from the tutorial with the recommended team. Welcome to the mortal realms, where all your haunting will take place. If you need to freeze time or abort the haunting, click on the menu icon bottom left or press Escape. If you wish to turn the tutorial off but continue this haunting, click on the menu icon and select Options. If you move your pointer to the edges of the screen, you will be able to move around the world. You may also use the arrow keys to move around. To rotate your view, click on the rotational arrows displayed on the screen. The view can be rotated left and right. You can also rotate your view through any angle by holding the right mouse button and moving the mouse. When you hold the right mouse button, moving the mouse left and right rotates the view, and moving the mouse up and down tilts the view. You can restore the original view by clicking on the cube-like button between the rotational arrows. You can zoom in and out using your mouse wheel. Insert and delete will also allow you to zoom in and out. You can click on the up and down arrow icons to move between different floors. Try it for yourself. Floors can also be changed using the page up and page down keys or by holding the right mouse button while using the mouse wheel. You may want to change your viewpoint to reflect your needs. A zoomed-out long view is good for planning. A closer, zoomed-in view aids in selecting specific mortals or assessing their behavior. Also remember that you may not see everything of importance without changing your viewpoint. To help you keep track of the mortals in each haunting, you have the Mortal Pack. Point at a mortal's image in the pack. When you position your cursor upon a mortal's pack icon, a box appears informing you of their status. The red bar shows a mortal's terror, the yellow bar, their madness, and the blue bar, their belief. As you frighten mortals, their red terror bar will increase in size. The white portion of a bar shows a mortal's willpower. When terror exceeds willpower, a mortal will flee. Likewise, when their madness exceeds the white portion of the madness bar, they will go insane. Click upon a mortal's image in the pack to view their options menu. Experiment with mortals for a while and see. You can use this option to locate mortals in the haunting. Experiment with mortals for a while and see what you can learn. Here, you can learn what the astral records say about a mortal. Click the Close button or away from the bio window to close it. Now you can see what she sees, but you cannot exert any control upon mortals in this way. Either mouse button will return you to your usual view. Now we're ready to look at your team of haunters. The Haunter Pack to the left works much like the Mortal Pack, but for your ghosts. Experiment with your haunters options for a while. This menu gives you all the options you need in order to control your haunters. You can learn more about a haunter by clicking on Epitaph. Boo is a spook, a versatile but relatively weak type of spirit. You can bind Boo to any room of a house by clicking Bind and then clicking in a room where your pointer lights up. Using pursuit powers, Boo can roam to chase mortals, effectively changing his fetter in order to pursue. These are the Haunter's powers arranged in order of their plasm bands. They work like a ladder. Clicking on a power allows a haunter to use any power up to that plasm band. These are orders, which you can use to give instructions to your haunters. Some ghost masters use orders to run a tight shop with their ghosts. Others prefer to let their team follow their instincts. Your haunters will become better trained the more you use them, and so can learn to use ever more complex orders. Experiment with orders every now and then. See what you think. Let's get some of your haunters into the field. To exist in the mortal realm, ghosts must be bound to a fetter. When you point at a haunter, the fetters you can bind it to light up on screen. Note that Boo and Clatterclaws fetter inside, so the borders of rooms light up to indicate they are fetters when you are binding these haunters. To bind a haunter to a fetter, select it from the haunter pack and click upon the Bind option. You now carry the haunter on your pointer, and any fetters that ghosts can use. Your haunter arrives in the mortal realms ready to wreak havoc. The glow indicates that it is invisible to mortals at the moment. You can use the Powers menu to change which powers your haunter uses to haunt. You now carry the haunter on your pointer, and any fetters that ghosts can use show up in the haunting. The green plasm bar shows how much plasm you've acquired and how much you are using. The dark green proportion of the bar shows how much plasm has been generated by scared mortals. The amount of plasm up to the point a power was used, your ghostly presence was keeping the mortals on edge. From now on, the mortals will calm down if you do not keep scaring them. As they calm, the plasm will dry up. Don't say I didn't warn you. The amount of plasm your bound haunters are using is shown in light green. For your next task, experiment with your haunters and their powers. Try to get one of the sorority girls to flee in terror. If you leave your cursor on a power in a haunter's power menu, you will see a description of what that power does. Terrify the mortals by binding your haunters near to the sorority girls. Also experiment with putting your ghosts on different plasm bands. The more plasm you give them, the more effective they will become.
Dratted dust! I used to command the storms, dearie, but since I went and got myself sucked into this electric broomstick, all I can manage is this infernal sneezing! It'd be a different matter if I got free, mind you. I'd whip up a storm to wake the dead!
The mortals with low belief bars are the worst skeptics. Try to show them totally unnatural events. Think paranormal rather than scary. The more you make them believe, the more their belief bar will grow. Once their belief bar is full, they will be almost totally defenseless. You can look at a mortal's bio for clues on how best to scare them. You need to terrify the sorority girls until one of them is driven to flee. If you leave your cursor on a power in a Haunter's Power menu, you will see a description of what that power does. Terrify the mortals by binding your haunters near to the sorority girls. Also experiment with putting your ghosts on different plasm bands. The more plasm you give them, the more effective they will become. The mortals with low belief bars are the worst skeptics. Try to show them totally excellent. See the sorority girls scatter beneath your might. Because a mortal has fled, the haunting fear level has permanently risen, giving you more plasm to spend. There is one thing left to learn about: plasm alerts. If you are using more plasm than is being generated by the mortal's fear, your plasm balance will go into the red and the alarm will sound. You will have a short time to cut your plasm costs by benching haunters or by lowering their plasm bands. I'm going to carry out a plasm drill now to show you how it works. Quickly now! Bench haunters or lower their plasm bands into... That wasn't good enough. If that had been a real plasm alert, you would have been spat out of the mortal realms in failure. Fortunately, it was only a drill. Right, that's all I'm going to teach you for now. If you want to know any more, consult your Haunter manual. The time has come to... If the plasm cost is shown in red, it means you don't have enough plasm to activate that power. The time has come to finish these paltry mortals. Scare all the sorority girls away to win! Learn which powers can build belief and batter down skepticism. You will need them. Congratulations! You did it! You should note that thanks to our time gate, accessed via the high scare table, you can always retry earlier hauntings. You can go back for training or to pick up restless spirits you didn't get the first time. You can spend the gold plasm you get for victorious hauntings to teach your haunters new powers. Just remember that once you have taught them a new power, you cannot change your mind. Don't say I didn't warn you. Now get out of here and go get your first real assignment. Make us proud, young Ghost Master.
A sweet little old lady used to dwell within these walls, but her mind was fading, and her sanity fleeting. She loved receiving visitors, and hated to see them go. So she administered arsenic in their tea and made certain they would stay a while. Stay forever! The house itself has become unsettled by these events, and although it is not truly sentient, we still have a duty to protect the interests of the unseen world. Let the events that have until now been hidden become known to the mortals. Reveal the corpses to them, and your goal shall be fulfilled. But beware, for one cadaver may not suffice to convince the skeptical police that something sinister is afoot.